Hey guys, it's Kate, and I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to come and do a journal page. I've got my background, has some random collage on it from an old magazine, and I've got these little paper cutouts, and these are actually from a paper pack that I have from Hobby Lobby. This is it here. It's the Paper Studio, and I haven't used it in a while, so I don't know exactly what I'll use. Probably this one for sure, but we'll have some florals, and I got out a stencil. Not really sure what's going on, but we'll figure it out. So I'm grabbing my little plate palette here. It's lovely. Oh, I also have some washi tape, and I use this sometimes to tape stuff down, but I'm going to maybe use it in my journal today. So I'm first going to get some gesso, and I want to put just a couple little blobs on my paper and start blending it out. I actually got this new mop brush from Michael's. It's Artist Loft, and it's really soft. And I'm going to see how it works for blending out paint on my paper. But I'm going to have the yellow or the white. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, just a couple little spots, and some burnt sienna, which I think will go nicely with some of that background. And I'm just putting little dollops on here. So first I'm going to go in with my palette knife and spread some of this paint around, just like this, and make it messy. And just kind of blend it a little bit with my palette knife. And I think that looks kind of neat, actually. Okay. I might need more paint, but we'll see. I'm going to start with this first and just get it mostly spread out on my paper. And we've got some nice earthy tones here. And then I'm going to go in with that mop brush and see how it turns out. So here we are with the brush. I'm going to try it damp, so I'm dipping it into my water jar, and I'm actually going to squeeze it out so that it's just damp and not wet. And I'm going to start blending in my lighter areas first. This seems to work pretty nice. Oh, I like that. All right, let me get my something to blot off on. That's really smooth. Wow. Let's go into the yellow. And now into that burnt sienna. And I'm just letting it blend. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush well. And then I'm going to squeeze it out again because I don't want a whole bunch of paint on it. I'm going to add some more white. But I love how that feathers out. Okay. Let's see how it works just going in to blend with it just like it is on the paper. Ooh. What do you guys think? I love this. Boy, soft brush for the win. All right, let me blot my brush a bit and get it a little bit drier. I'm just kind of really mopping it on my baby wipe that I've got here. I love the little circular motions. And I might have a lot of paint, but I really, really like this whole thing we've got going on here. I think we can call this brush a success. And I bet I could get an even softer blend if I had it maybe a little bit drier, but I'm going to leave that just like it is. Okay, I grabbed my stylus. I'm going to do a little bit of mark making while this paint is still damp, and it's going to reveal some of that collage from underneath. And I'm almost going to do like some scripting, text, and just some random marks. And I like how you can see the background come shining through there to the front, and it just kind of roughs up the page a bit. It doesn't have to be everywhere, but I'm just kind of getting good coverage because I don't really know what I'm going to do next, but I like that texture that we've got coming through on the wet paint. Okay, my paper still has a couple of damp spots, but I'm going to go in with my gesso and my stencil and my makeup sponge and put in some flowers in here. So this is sort of all mid-tone with a little bit of darker areas, and so I want to bring in some more of the white that we kind of got lost during the blending. So I'm going to come in with my makeup sponge right over this flower stencil that I've got here, and I'm just going to put some sort of broken flowers around the page, and I'm going to try not to get too much of a full flower pattern going on. I just want some touches here and there. So I'm just going to kind of move my stencil around and just add a little bit at a time until we have kind of a trail of flowers. But again, just sort of hints of them. They don't have to be, you know, just very solid. Just sort of randomly put the stencil around, mix it up a bit. And even if I'm going over some from before, it kind of makes sort of a little bit of a busy pattern. I am going to make sure to get some of these little small details in here. I like that. And maybe some from right here. I love that. That looks really good to me. Okay, let me just add a little bit here of these smaller flowers, and I think we've got ourselves a good page right now. I'm going to go in with my black charcoal pencil. It's a woodless charcoal pencil I got from Hobby Lobby, and I really like it. And I'm just going to, I think, put in sort of a loose leaf motif here, and I'm going right through that wet paint. I don't really mind about that. I can always wipe off my pencil, but I'm just putting this in here for some more background, but just some finer lines. And I'll probably add one right here. Just like that. And it's just kind of adding another layer on here. And there's not going to be a ton going on. I might darken up a few of these bottom edges so they come out a little bit more. And I love working with this charcoal pencil. It's just, I don't know, it adds something nice. And I'm even going through and smearing some paint, but who cares? just adding a little bit something extra. And if I add more paint on top of this, it will also kind of blend with the charcoal. Okay, I sat here till my paint dried trying to figure out what I wanted to do as far as focal points, and I pulled out so many more from the pack. And I settled on a couple of little, very simple butterflies. But before I put those on, I wanted to break out my gold ink and get some sparkle onto my page. And so I'm just squirting out a couple of drops here. I have this glue stick that is actually empty. I'm going to be throwing it away. And I love using materials that are lying around for stamping. So I'm going to do a couple of gold stamping circles. And I'm just going to kind of see where they want to be. And I'm not even being like all that particular as far as how they go down. I just want a few marks that will come up through the page here. And maybe another couple here. And I'm going to spin that one a little and just let it kind of spread. Yeah. Maybe one right there. Just simple. All right. I'm going to grab my tacky glue and I'm going to glue down these butterflies. They're on some pretty thick cardstock, so I'm just going to glue them right to my page, and I'm going to put one of them right in my gold and kind of press that in there. And how about one right down here? I'm just putting kind of a thin coat. Oh! Don't do that. I caught it, but that was not ideal. All right. I'm going to have it coming right off of this leaf. And I think that looks wonderful. Okay, I'm going to actually grab my charcoal pencil again. Let me just grab the right one. This is medium, by the way. The set I got comes in medium, hard, and soft. 2 of each, actually. I'm just going to do a very light outline of these butterflies, and it's going to be kind of loose. I just want to add a little bit of contrast around them so they stand out more from the background, kind of like these little plants I doodled. And so I'm just going around and just tracing the outside of these die cuts. Just like that. I love this. And I think the last thing I might do is get a little bit more white on the page around these butterflies. So I'm going to put just a few dots kind of coming out from the butterfly and sort of trailing off. And I'm only putting in a few. And it's not going to be all over the page. And I'm using the narrow end of my stylus. And just doing some quick dots. Almost like it's trailing some magic right behind it, and I guess in front of it up here. And I'm just kind of doing it till it looks right. But I love the texture on this page. It's amazing. This is one of my finest journaling moments. Sometimes I just have no idea what I'm going to do. Like that blank page is real. It's really tough. And then sometimes I get this really nice background that I love, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what the heck do I do next? Because I love it, but what's my focal point? How do I outline it? What do I put around it? So these are the types of things I'm working through in my videos here. So I hope you enjoy the process with me, but I think we can call this a done page. I've got some awesome color, and it's more neutral than I usually work with, but it's got this just nice vintage look. The blending is nice. I'm really happy with this. So I'm going to lift this up for a close-up so you can see. And you can see the gold and some of the collage peeking through the background. You can see that sparkle there and that blending on the background layer. And this actually was a really easy page to do and pretty quick. So I hope you grab your supplies and do something like this with what you have on hand. This was a lot of fun and not hard to do. And these brushes, I'm going to have to use this more often. I kind of like that for blending. I'm going to try it with less paint and see how that goes. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today, and please do this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so more people can see it. And if you want to subscribe, if you're not a subscriber yet, we'll hop on board to the Kate Miles art train, and who knows where we're going, but join me. Anyway, till next time, keep creating.